Oh my God, that's him.
I'm surprised she didn't just take off running. You know they looking at this like bro,
what
why
happened?
do you have the from Lord of the Rings in
No,
your basement?
seriously, this little man.
Where we posted every Friday. See them corn emojis, then you know a nigga wild. I'm a Jada Gemini till the day I die. And I'ma talk my shit, but I don't play both sides. So nah.
Honestly, this is probably like the craziest thing that I've heard. Like I be keeping up with like captivity stories and like survivor stories and stuff like that. And this is probably the craziest. This man was held captive for 20 years. I put on the board 20 years a slave. 20 years. This man is 32 years old, 68 pounds. And his evil stepmother, no Disney, locked him in the room, like put bolts on outside of the door for 20 years. And his dad, it was him, his stepmom, and his biological dad. And he had two stepsisters, no Disney, two evil stepsisters. And the stepsisters got to live a normal life, go to school, go to college, have normal jobs. The dad passed away last year.
Damn.
And I'm sure, my assumption, bro was thinking like, okay, my dad's dead. Why am I still in this damn room? Like, because he's
so the dad
the abuser.
in the room too? Like the dad didn't care either?
No. And the stepmom is saying that the dad was the like real abuser. Like it was all his idea. But in my opinion, I feel like they both were in on it. And I think the victim was on some damn, well, my dad's gone. Like, why am I still in the room? This lady is really about to just keep me in here. He got hand sanitizer and set a fire. The fire department comes up. Bruh, I'm going to show you all the video real quick. When the fire department showed up.
Free me.
And mind you, nobody knew that this dude was in there, bruh.
Till it's backwards.
Who else is in here?
My stepson is in here.
How many other people?
Help him out.
Listen,
That's it. I have two cats.
Everybody's out?
Yes.
But your stepson's still inside?
Yeah, he's right here.
Okay,
yes.
come out. Come down.
Everybody's out.
And then she said yes. But then she
Bruh.
had to, that's that misspeaking, bro. Sometimes when people misspeak, it's harmless.
Yep.
But
this
sometimes
is not that.
sometimes it is not harmless, and it is very menacing.
All right, my dog is shaking.
She grabbed the dog before she grabbed that nigga, y'all.
My dog is, I know my dog.
I know, come on.
I'm coming.
You've seen it. Got one victim right here.
Oh my God, that's him.
I'm surprised she didn't just take off running. You know they looking at this nigga like bro,
what
why
happened?
do you have the nigga from Lord of the Rings in your
No,
basement?
seriously, this little man. Oh my God.
Fucking. If you.
Yeah, that's freaking crazy.
Oh my God.
So they arrest the woman and she got bail. Like she got bond. She bonded out.
I am so disgusted with that because not only did she get bond, her bond was only like $40. She had like
What was it? I thought it was $300K, yeah.
Yeah, she got out with 30 bands. A nigga that
That's
held
still a lot
somebody
of
in a
freaking
basement for
money.
30 years got out for 30 bands. To put that into perspective,
She
nigga, when I-
probably used the money from her husband dying.
nigga, fuck that. When I caught my cases, nigga, my bail was like $100,000, and all I did was have a fucking gun. You get 3 times that, and you had a nigga in a basement for 30 fucking years.
No, seriously.
Why do you even get
She
to be
shouldn't even
outside?
get, yeah, to be
You
outside.
like
I
keeping
agree. She
niggas
should
in
not be allowed
bondage in
outside.
basements. You should be the last nigga to get bail.
They're like, yeah, we're not going to let you out. Not because we don't think you wouldn't run. It's just he's been
Principle.
locked up for this whole time. Her lawyer is a slimy piece of work. He likes to say stuff like, well, it's not illegal what she did.
It's not
She doesn't.
illegal?
And they're like, well, what happened? You know, she doesn't legally have to tell you.
Does she legally have to feed her kids? 'Cause
No,
this
for
nigga was
real. Like, this is
emaciated.
weird, bro.
There was people.
What
The
he's trying to
teachers gave
do-
accounts that this nigga
that
used
too,
to steal
yep.
food off of kids' plates.
And he used to drink out of urinals. Yeah, when he was a kid, and sorry if we call him a kid sometimes because it's hard. He's so small. It's hard to differentiate. But when he was a kid, the teachers did report it, and they were like, he used to drink out of urinals and eat other kids' food. And they knew something weird was going at home, but the mom pulled him out of school and like continued to abuse him. Once he became an adult, nobody said anything. So it just went under the radar. So that's why her lawyer is trying to come on this is an adult male living in the house. Like, she didn't keep him in there. He could have left when he wanted. He could have overpowered her. He could have whatever.
There was a lock.
He was
on the
desperate
outside
enough
of
to
his fucking
start a fire,
door
bro.
to go into the basement.
Right.
There was a lock on the out. What would you need to lock in your basement?
Why do you have locks on the outside?
What would you need to lock in your basement?
Shit crazy, bro. Shit crazy.
Why would he need
They
to
found
burn
was
your
a
house
of
down to
horrors.
get out of your
And now
basement?
Tom Hansen
Right.
reports the owner is under arrest.
I think
This
he was in
Waterbury,
the attic,
Connecticut home
like the
turned
second
into a
floor.
prison for a 32-year-old man who says he was held captive for 20 years. Chief Fernando Spagnolo has spent 3 decades in law enforcement.
This is the most horrific act of inhumanity that I've ever witnessed as a police officer. And frankly, in this position, travel a lot around the country, talk to my peers at different conferences and summits, and I've just never really heard anything as terrible
20
as this story.
years is a
Police
freaking
arrested the man's
lifetime.
stepmother on Wednesday. 56-year-old Kimberly Sullivan was charged with assault, kidnapping, and unlawful imprisonment. She's denied any wrongdoing. The victim says he lit the house on fire to escape using hand sanitizer, paper, and a lighter.
We believe that he may have walked through the fire to get out of the room that he was in, but he stands.
Bro, he probably like collected these supplies. Like, this is so messed up, bro.
She left him in there to die.
Yeah.
They said this nigga walked through the fire to get out that bitch.
Bro.
Do you know how hard it is to walk through a building
Fire.
engulfed in flames? Firefighters be dying when they get within like 6 feet away from their homies because it's like fucking pitch black.
Right.
Like,
Stands at 5'9" and he weighs 68 pounds.
5'9"?
It's amazing that he's alive.
The
Oh
warrant
my
for the
God.
stepmother's arrest states
I
the
don't know
alleged
why I
victim
thought he
says
was
he was locked in a
shorter.
second-floor room that measured 8 by 9 feet. He was only let out for 15 minutes to 2 hours a day to do house chores.
A slave.
Genuinely appeared shocked when I told her about these allegations.
Giannis Kaloidis is Sullivan's attorney.
She was not his primary caretaker as
That's her slimy ass lawyer.
he was growing up.
She wasn't.
No.
Who was?
His father was.
His father.
So they trying to blame it all on the dead person that can't talk, basically.
That's been dead for quite some
A
time.
year, right.
Died January of 2024. That still leaves a gap of time before the victim was found by police.
And during that time, my client is adamant that there was no locks used on those doors. There was no restraint imposed on him.
And Tom Hansen joins us now from Waterbury,
He's just
Connecticut.
fucking
Tom,
68 pounds by choice, huh?
Right. He would have gained significant amount of weight if in a year he was allowed to go get food. His neighbors would have seen him. Like,
68
his biological family would have heard from him.
68
Bruh.
pounds?
68 pounds. That's like an elementary student. What
68
the fuck?
pounds, bro? There's dogs that weigh more.
More than-
that.
right.
Easy. Like,
So here, for anybody wondering what
He's
his
a grown-ass
biological
man.
family, because again, this is Evil's stepmother, step siblings. His biological dad died. So where is the mom? Where is, so here's his biological family. This is freaking crazy, bro.
yeah, that lawyer is going to hell. If there
I
is
wouldn't
a
even
hell.
take this case.
Just once is how many times Tessman saw her brother. She was just a child herself during that first and last time.
I saw him when he was a baby. I was in foster care, and our mom brought him to see me, and that was the only time I've ever seen him.
Due to personal reasons, the man's biological mother gave his father custody when he was a kid.
He just completely shut me out. He shut everybody out. Some of his family, though, still got to see him. As for him growing up, I missed that all.
She never got to be a mother,
Since like November,
and Tessman never got to be a sister.
I've always just wanted him to be part of my life. Figured someday I'd find him and like, hey, let's go have a beer. Let's, catch up. How's it going?
As Tessman got older, she'd search everywhere for signs
Social media, every search engine you can think of, court records, ancestry websites.
Every lead turned out to be a dead end.
I couldn't find anything. I could see that he was born. That was it.
That is until her mom called and told Testament that her brother had been found.
My sister had called me and said, we found. I just saw it on the news. I didn't put two and two together. Saturday, our mom texted me, get a hold of me ASAP. Okay, what's up? That was your brother. No, it wasn't.
The family is still in shock at how something like this could have gone on for so long.
I just think he slipped through the cracks, really. I'm sure he was terrified. I would like to believe that
Bro, they haven't even
a child
shown
needed
this
help.
dude.
Yeah, they're protecting his identity.
The
They would
fact that
say
they
something.
haven't even shown him, he
It's
probably
bad.
was in bad
Yeah,
shape, bro.
It's bad.
His mom and sister haven't spoken with him yet, but they hope to soon.
That I love him, and we all love him. He has never been forgotten about. I'm going to tell him that I love him, and I've always looked for him forever. And
She also says something else.
Bro, I'm skinny as hell. I weigh like 130. This nigga's
No, I was
half of
saying you
me.
guys are the same height, and I couldn't imagine you being 68 pounds. That's
Nigga,
why I
ain't no
was like,
5'9".
bruh, I
I'm a little
didn't know
taller
he
than
was
5'9",
that.
but I'm skinny as hell.
What are you, 5'11"?
Yeah.
I knew you was one of them. I knew you was
But
one of them. Don't do
Well,
me.
I say that to say though, like this nigga's half of me.
Yeah.
Half of
And
me.
yeah, that's crazy.
Half of me. Like nigga, what in the
All right, now
fuck?
nobody ain't tell you to be doing all that. Nah,
Nigga.
showing you.
I'm just saying that is ridiculous. That is she needs to go to jail.
So what I saw, another clip that I saw with that the sister said, I guess I don't have it on here. She said that they need to fry. She said the people that did that to him need to fry. I agree.
I agree as well.
I agree. Here are some of his classmates. It seems like because he got put into this situation when he was 11, it seems like his classmates, he had a big impact on them, regardless of him doing like, socially awkward or socially inappropriate, really, like drinking out of urinals, stealing meals and
Stealing
shit for
niggas' food.
survival. He made a big impact on his classmates. Like a lot of people remember him and were like, oh my God, I was looking for him. Like, where did he go? This is where he been?
Details are emerging in the Waterbury captivity case.
We
A former
all got
classmate
somebody
is
like that in
sharing what
life,
the
but
victim
we
was
just
like.
assume they moved to a different school. You never think they,
Nah, nobody like that. I ain't never seen a nigga drink out of a urinal.
No, I'm just saying you. No, I'm
I'm
saying
not
like
even gonna lie
we've
to
all
you,
had
my
a
boy.
friend from school where it's like, damn, what happened to them? But we never
Yeah.
assume like it was like abuse, Like,
I know, but if a nigga was stealing chicken nuggets off my plate before I was about to like throw it away or drinking out
damn,
of a urinal,
you know something's bad, yeah.
nigga, bad. Because at that point, nigga, I would have just let you have my fucking.
Oh,
I
no,
used to
me
give
too.
my
I'd be like,
fucking
bro, you
lunch
want a
number
sandwich?
to, somebody that probably definitely had more resources than me. I'm just like, fuck it, bro. I don't get that shit, bro. Give me $1. Fuck it.
For real.
Like in school.
News 8 also obtaining video showing the moments before first responders rescued the man who set fire to his own home to escape, being held captive by his stepmother for decades. News 8's Jane Chaco is live in Waterbury with more. Jane.
We spoke with a woman who says she spent 4 years of elementary school with the victim. She recalls that time. She thought when he moved away, he just moved to another town. She was shocked to find out what really happened.
A lot of us went to Chase Park, right across from where he lived, and you wouldn't think that just the street over there was a kid locked in a room.
Ashley Sanchez remembers most of her classmates from the now closed Barnard Elementary School. She says one stood out, a boy who was always hungry.
I remember he would bring a lunch bag, but there wasn't really anything in there. So he's looking around and, he sees us eating. And back then I was obsessed with like ham sandwiches and mustard, and I would just give him half, or I would just give him my lunch.
She says he had a smaller frame than the other kids and never caused any trouble. Last week, his stepmother, Kimberly Sullivan, was arrested on 5 charges stemming from claims she held him captive and starved him, feeding him 2 sandwiches a day.
My heart instantly broke.
Police say the boy, now 32 years old, set fire to his home last month to escape captivity. News 8 obtained the 911 call made by Sullivan that night. The dispatcher asks her what's on fire.
The TV, I don't know, my son, his stepson is in his room, and I don't know, he did something with the TV. I was sleeping, I fell asleep.
Damn, even in panic, you had to correct yourself and say, that's my stepson. Like,
Flames or
brother.
smoke? Yes, come on, Jeff, come on. Okay, can you get yes, we need
You've
an
had him
ambulance,
since he
please.
was
Like,
11.
Please, we need an
Right,
ambulance.
that's your
Police
son,
body camera
bro.
video shows first responders approaching Sullivan
Stepson is in here.
and the victim being carried out by firefighters.
Got one victim right here.
Police say he suffered smoke inhalation but had other medical
I
issues,
guess
rotten
her saying
teeth,
her
and malnourishment.
stepson, she was trying to distance herself from that shit.
For sure.
But I'm like, the fact that you think in your little delusional, Lululemon ass head that mattered in that moment is just
Crazy.
a true testament to who you are as a person.
Here's another classmate.
We all were like inboxing each other, like, wait a minute, isn't that Kim? Isn't that for? And sure enough, it's Kim.
That's what Griffin describes the moment she and her classmates saw Sullivan on the news.
I was shocked to hear the story.
Griffin was just 16 years old at the time she last knew Sullivan.
Years after myself.
Fast forward to February
She knows
17th,
the
Sullivan's
mama.
stepson escaped from the home he says she held him captive
That
for
crazy
decades.
bitch.
Who else is in here?
My stepson is in here.
He told first responders he lit the fire intentionally inside the Blake Street home so he could finally be free. Police say he was just 68 pounds when he was found. The arrest warrant says he had limited access to food and water and was locked in his room for up to 24 hours some days. Griffin says the shocking nature of the crime baffled her.
You have to be an evil entity to do that to a human being,
Period.
period. How do you, especially your stepchild that you've been trusted with.
As Griffin continues to follow the case of her former classmate, she hopes that the best can come from such a terrifying
Life's a
situation.
beach.
He's brave for setting that room on fire because he didn't know what the outcome was going to be. He just
Well, if
hoped
they're 30, then they were young in the 90s, so that is a 90s ass.
No,
It came
she's-
as it did, and
She
I'm glad
knows
it
the
did for him.
mama. She probably like.
I hope he makes a full recovery.
Sullivan is currently out on a $300,000 bond and she's expected back in court next week.
Ooh, I can't wait. I need to
They
know.
need to lock her ass back.
No,
up.
they do. They need to put her the fuck up.
Yeah, she slipped through the cracks, but they need to get her ass back up. Like, nah, they need to up the bond.
I feel good, feeling great. Out of state, even holidays, I'ma feel the safe. If it's on my waist, he ain't got no safe. The base straight, she at least an 8. Tell her slide, beat it like a case. Hunters in your face, and I had to do it 48 months straight. Bitches gravitating towards a big face cake.